So we got one of our brothers that's being questioned about American women. Let's go ahead and review it.
Where did you grow up?
My father was in the military, so
Okay.
I lived everywhere. I've lived overseas. I've traveled overseas. I've seen the world. The Western woman, the American woman, from a standpoint of marriage and family, this is the worst place in the world to choose a wife.
And the reason why he says that, because he's traveled. I'm telling you, if you travel and go overseas and see how other people live, and then you come back to Babylon, you're going to say, wait a minute, this isn't right. What in the world is going on here? So when you hear him say the Western woman is just not it, he's traveled, so he got to see that. Well, let's continue.
Not only the worst place in the world, it's the worst place in the annals of history to choose a wife. Attention to a woman is like crack cocaine.
Oh, yes, it is. They live for attention. Let me tell y'all something. You know why the BBL craze and any other plastic surgery craze that's went on with women? You know why? Because this woman saw that woman getting all the attention from men because she got some plastic surgery. Now, it's low-level attention. It's low-class attention, but she's getting attention. So what a lot of women do is like, oh, she's getting attention because she got a BBL. Well, let me go get it because I want attention too. They feed off of that attention. Social media made it worse because a lot of people doing things, they're using filters, they're being fake. And trust me, with AI coming in, it's going to be worse with some of that. But yes, he's right. Attention for them is like a drug.
So she's seeing these things on the internet, and she's got guys in her DM, and they're giving her a false idea of their value.
Right there, what he just said, you have women say, oh, I got men in my DM. People want me, X, Y. Okay, yeah, a lot of men are jumping a DM. I mean, who cares, right? But in the real world, you can't secure a husband. You got 1,000 DMs, but you can't get one wedding ring out of anybody. And because you are thinking about all these compliments that's given to you online, you really think that your value is high. Oh, these guys like my picture. These guys leave me so many comments. Oh, they trick off, online for me. But in the real world, that's not digital. You can't get a man to even say hello to you. The same female, because let me tell you something, if they really thought you looked a certain way, no matter where you go, you get the same kind of attention, online or offline.
Male attention is monopoly money. Because when you hit 35 and that attention starts to go away and you start looking for men, the kind of men you want, now you're competing with the younger, hotter, more fertile girl. There's a reason that the creator starts, you start to lose your eggs, in the mid-30s? I have daughters. My youngest daughter just graduated from college. She's 22. My advice to them, find the best man you can at your youngest age and settle down with him.
That was a good advice. He gave some great advice to his daughters. In other words, secure your husband in your prime. Secure him in your 20s. That's the time to secure your husband. Don't be saying, I'm going to wait till I'm 35 after I get my career. Then I'm going to go it on and get married and have children. Wrong strategy. That's a strategy that works better for men. Because men at just about any age, as long as you have no issues with sperm count, he can have children. Actually, it's better for men to wait because they get, the maturity level. Their bag is different at 35 versus 25. So it's better for a man to say, yeah, I want to start having a family at 35. Me personally, I tell men, you shouldn't even think about a family until you're about 30. Because men need to mature to a certain level. Men's money is different at 30, 32, etc. If you applied yourself right in your 20s, but women is more imperative to me for them to have their husband in their 20s, have their children in their 20s at the height of their childbearing years. Not at the decline of it, but have them at the height. And then when you have them at the height, let's say if you're 23, 24, you have a child. By the time you're 44, they 20, right? Or let's say you have your children in a succession, which is best to do that. So you have one at 24, 25, you have one at 26. Then in your mid-40s, your kids is going to be grown and doing their own thing. And hey, you living your life and you still young. Why are you a woman trying to have a baby at 39? You know what I'm saying? 40. You got women that's having babies in their 40s, right? Very dangerous to have a baby in your 40s for the child and the woman. But by the time you have that baby at 40, you're going to be a grandma, 60 years old, when that child is grown. And listen, I'm telling you, at my age now, I don't have patience for all that crying and the things that babies do. Oh, no. I love them when they smiling. I love them when they want to play. Oh, yeah, but it's all that crying. Go to your mama. Now, I was a little younger. I had patience for some of that. But now, oh, no, go to your mama. Because all my kids are grown, minus one. And I have an 8-year-old going on 18 that always tell me she's going to take over my job. And I say, hey, baby, when you get to a certain age, I'll start teaching you the business. And you definitely could take over at the appointed time. Because I definitely would like you to take over. That'd be great because I can do a whole lot more things behind the scenes.
And if that man is 40 years old, you'd be okay with it?
40? As long as he can provide for her and she loves her, he's going to treat her right, absolutely. As long as they're an adult. It's okay for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old to have sex and put it all out on the internet. She's old enough to do that. She's old enough to be in a relationship. And what does God say, by the way? What does nature say?
Now, realistically speaking, if your 19-year-old daughter came home with a 40-year-old man, most men wouldn't like that. But realistically, you couldn't do much about it. I mean, sure, you could holler at dude or whatever, but, I mean, it's legal. You know, she's 19, 20. I mean, I would think of that like, why in the world you want to be a 20-year-old? You 40. Like, what do y'all have in common? But, like I said, the way American society is, you couldn't say nothing about it much or nothing no way. So, you always want your daughters to have a decent man. And yes, in other societies, 40-year-olds marrying 22-year-olds is normal. You know, it really is. It's not abnormal at all.
Nature says that women typically get their period like in their early teens, maybe 12, maybe 13 years old. In my opinion, that's nature and God saying he's preparing you to get ready for childbirth. It's always from tradition, and you go to other countries, the same thing. You find younger women with older men because the older man is more seasoned. He can teach her. He's developed himself. He's got resources, and he's able to provide for her. You see all these pretty women walking around. They're in Vegas. They understand they're monetizing their sexuality. This is the world we live in, right? But at my age and what I know, and I can pull out thousands of dollars.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull out he pulled out money.
No,
he pulled out money.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars right here.
I'm the pretty guy now.
That's funny. He pulled out the money on camera. I don't know why you're holding money like that in your hand, bro. Because you should know, especially as an older man, you know, you're supposed to be doing your credit card game by that point. You know, I mean, even rich people don't pull out cash like that. I mean, even when they send money, it's wire transactions. It's not, nobody exchanging no cash too much no more. But, you know, a lot of what this brother said, you know, was spot on. It really was. You can't really argue, you know, some things that what he said. But the only thing I would say is I'm going to reiterate this. Secure your man in your 20s. If you got a good dude, he got his head on straight, you know he's going to end up being a decent man, go ahead and secure that man. Get married and like I say, just make a family. That's it. Make a family. That's one of the best things you can do. Having a perpetual girlfriend, always knocking down 304s or being a 304, it's never good on any end. You know what I'm saying? Women have their trauma behind some of that stuff. Men sometimes have their trauma because they can't settle down with the things they did. Marriage is something that should be thought about for men and women. But at the same time, in America, I get it because you don't want to deal with things. That's why brothers and other men travel overseas to find a wife. And that's why I always tell you, if you're worried about America, just go overseas and you won't have that problem no more. But let me know what y'all think about, you know, what our brother here is talking about. Because he's spot on. The Western world is not really conducive for family.